Choni. Blessings, Ometeot. Sharing with you today this prayer for our sacred waters, this prayer for Gaia, honoring all our ancestors, or all our lineages. Calling upon all the spirits of the waters, of the sacred lakes, of the oceans, of the rivers. Calling upon our internal waters. Honoring life, and may we join together in this moment, in this presence, through frequencies, through vibration, so that we may take on responsibility of our thoughts, of our feelings, of our sensations, and of our actions. So we may co-create love, harmony, light, sustainability. And what action can you take on today for the benefit of our waters, for the benefit of our future generations, for the benefit of our relations? The relationship with yourself, the relationship with your family, your first circle, your relationship with your communities, with your societies. And your relationship with Gaia, with Mother Earth. Inviting us, inviting we to set an intention, set this prayer. believe all citizens of Mother Earth, all guardians, visualizing healing, visualizing peace in front of us, visualizing harmony behind us, visualizing love to our right, visualizing light to our left. Visualizing nurturing below us. Visualizing community surrounding us. Visualizing gratitude within. A call to each one of your hearts, to each one of your souls. May we take action for the respect, the restoration of our sacred waters, for life, for love, for the future generations, and for all our relations. Ahomi Takuyansin.
Greetings, everybody, and thank you so much for joining this panel for the World Water Law, which is part of the Tribute Earth event called We Are Water, We Are One. And I'm very grateful to be here today with Chief Charles Tudog and Mira Michelle and Veronica Santa and Queen Diambi to share with you a vision for the World Water Law and World Water Year 2021 as medicine for our challenging times.
I am water. You are water. We are water. We are one. Rising with the tide we gather to protect our fluid source, birthing, nourishing, cleansing, healing, nature's loving sacred force. I am water. You are water. water. You are water. We are water. We are one. Let us heal our loving source, honoring her loving force. We rise together with the tide. Water's law now must preside. I am water. You are water. We are water. We are one. With all of life, we now unite, honoring the liquid light. We are water.
So, thank you. And I'd like to share a little bit about the World Water Law, the first initiative of Codes for a Healthy Earth, which is a framework for rethinking our governance. This sensitivity towards our health has also made us more alert to the devastating impact of many of our everyday habits on the planet, and also the structures that are leading us. And in the context of this, there's a real sense of a systemic reboot, a whole system transformation that will inevitably happen as the climate crises, as the environmental crises, as the health crises escalate at this time, and as life as we know it shifts dramatically. And with all the context of divisiveness and the arguments as to what is happening, the protests against what is happening, it felt like there was a unique opportunity also to offer something new as a collective compass, a reminder of a natural wisdom that we have, of an ancient memory, of an ancient original law that puts life at the center. And in putting life at the center, actually puts water at the center, because when we focus on water, all of life benefits. And so the idea was to put out the concept of creating a world water law as a citizen-led initiative, a citizen-led movement that with our collective creativity, we can now, in this evolving consciousness, actually come together to bring in a new way, a new fundamental original law, an ancient law into human consciousness and into the current reality. And so we, my partner Jan Golding and myself put together, drafted a proposal and shared it with many people who have offered their contributions to it, so that it became a reflection of a collective consciousness that is inclusive of many different voices. And before we go further, I'd actually like to read the law to you. The law is something that we envision happening as a result of citizens across the world co-creating, co-discovering how it wants to unfold. So we are starting with a petition But the petition is only a very small part of it, because it's not a petition to any government. It's a petition that uses the Petition Foundation to invite a collective discussion and collective action. And we've been very, very heartened to feel the enormous yes to this idea that seems to be a very precise and radical intervention at this time that can accelerate all of the Sustainable Development Goals simultaneously. It can really shift every sector of society. So I'm going to share it with you, and then the invitation to the panel will be to share a little bit about why each one feels that this is such an important initiative of this time, that a binding international law is put in place for the immediate and universal protection of all water, as the first vital step towards global cooperation for effective, worldwide social and ecological healing. The World Water Law requires the uncompromising protection and restoration of all natural water sources, watersheds, aquifers, rivers, lakes, wetlands, estuaries, and oceans. The rewilding of ecosystems necessary for the restoration of the planetary water cycle, and the guaranteed free access of all humans and animals to natural, uncontaminated water. The World Water Law holds all governments, corporations, communities, and individuals fully accountable for their impact on all waters everywhere. This one law serves as a unifying foundation for all governments and citizens to work together with community-led wisdom and stewardship councils in ways that effectively serve the health and vitality of the whole. This global initiative honors the many water guardians around the world who have dedicated their lives to the protection and reverence of all water on behalf of all of life. So the World Water Law is a reflection of the essential nature and vast intelligence of water. And I'd like to just share a quote that was offered to us by LaDonna Brave Allard, who was one of the initiators of the Standing Rock movement. The water of life, the first medicine of the world, is so precious to every living thing that grows, breathes, and lives. The water is the female blood of Mother Earth that brings life. A woman brings children in this world through water of the womb. She then cleans her children with water, cooks and feeds them with water. She plants and waters her gardens. The trees that grow and provide air need water. Water is life, and as we say, Mini Wikoni, water of life. We will continue to stand for the water so that we may live. The World Water Law, she says, is a great way for all people to unite around our water and demand a binding international law protecting one of our Mother Earth's prime resources. So our hope and intention is to invite a collective co-creative process, which includes something that we're calling World Water Year 2021. The vision is that if collectively we can create a movement that dedicates 2021, putting our collective focus, our collective resources on water, and understanding everything that it involves to really restore the watersheds and the water cycle to their natural, pristine intelligence and quality, then we will make enormous strides in healing both the climate, the environment, and many, many of, if not all, of society's crises and challenges and diseases right now. When we look after water, we actually nourish our collective and individual immune system. And as we face the COVID virus, rather than looking for reactive responses, it feels a much more wise approach to begin to heal the waters. And in healing the waters, strengthen all aspects of life and strengthen our collective immune system. So with that, I'm going to invite the panel to share their wisdom. And I'd like to begin by inviting Queen Diambi to share her wisdom. Queen Diambi Kabat, you're going to have to help me pronounce this, Queen Diambi, but is the ruler of the Bina Chiyamba people of the Baku Indu of Central Kasai region, and Queen of the Order of the Leopard of the Baku Luntu people in the Democratic Republic of Congo. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello, thank you very much for having me today. It's such a pleasure and an honor to be among you, my elders and sisters and brothers. I'm very pleased to be able to have the opportunity to speak some of my own experience that I embody, also, you know, the wisdom of my ancestors, since I am only, you know, the last drop of life from the collective of all life before me. So I'm very concerned effectively with water because, as you can see already on me, as symbol of royalty, you see I have cowrie shells, you know, all over, you know, my symbol of kingship. And that means a lot because, you know, that means that in my culture, you know, water is absolutely a fundamental element that we respect and we hold high in our esteem. And my contribution to this panel is really to, you know, talk about our human experience as a whole, as a collective. We are, you know, the children of Mother Earth indeed, but our birthplace as this form materialized is Africa. And we've been materialized, you know, merely about 200,000 years under the present form on the planet. And of course, you know, the planet for me and for our people is actually just a drop of water, you know, flying across the universe. So not only water is a separate body that we can note, you know, when we see and we look, we see water, but water is us, water is the air we breathe. So water is really our planet, you know, as a whole. The majority of our planet is just a body of water, and everything in it is really a body of water. So we have that understanding. For 200,000 years, you know, we've grown into understanding how we were to live in symbiosis with the environment and what, you know, nature has, you know, offered us to provide for our needs and also to provide for our elevation, you know, in the terms of our own consciousness, because these elements that we see around us are not only part of us, but they are also our greatest teachers. So for thousands and thousands of years, let's not forget that humanity only resided in Africa, on the African continent, for almost three-fourths of humanity's life. So we only exited Africa about 70,000 years ago. And for about 130,000 years, we were together on the continent of Africa as the children of one family. And we, you know, collected a body, an immense body of information. So 3/4 of our life as human on this planet has been collected in Africa. And with that wisdom, we came out and we followed the path of water. We used the waterways. So water was also a teacher to teach us how to go about, you know, exploring the planet and understanding that there was other way of life, because life wanted to express herself through us in so many different ways so that we can have the beautiful diversity of people today, the different languages, the different, you know, shades and shapes of people, the different understanding of the different elements that we came across in our environment, and the mastery of all the environment. So we come with this integrate knowledge from the core of our existence. We have mastered a way to live in harmony with nature for a very, very long time. And all the people left with that understanding from Africa, from Mother Africa. And we went around the world and we explored and we lived in contract with our environment. And so it happened for so long. And yet again, here we are. So in our culture, we have a principle we call Sankofa. Sankofa is sometimes when you are lost, you have to look back to fetch, you know, where is it exactly that you made some decision that led you to make the wrong turns, or turns that ended up not being so, you know, profitable and for the, you know, the promotion of life. So I think the great, you know, opportunity that we have today is that we are now understanding that, you know, the culture that we have developed over the past centuries, a culture and an ideology where God or the funding principle was outside of its creation, and criticize and demonize every single culture on the planet that said that, no, the principle of creation is imbued in its creation. Everything is a manifestation of God. Everything is a manifestation of the force of life itself. So therefore, everything has to be respected. Everything has to be consulted. Everything has to be, you know, revered as being, you know, something that of great importance. So in our cultures, in many cultures that I've get to know over the years that I've been, you know, studying the world, is that every element was alive. So water is not, you know, water is alive, and not just alive because, you know, it nourishes us with, you know, sustenance, but it's alive because it has intelligence. It's alive because it has wisdom. It's alive because when we work with water and when we understand and we attune ourselves and we connect with it, we can gain in wisdom, and we can gain in intelligence. And had we had continued to have that respect, many of the choices that we made during the past centuries would not have been made, because we would have known that the consequences would have been, you know, dramatic for the entire humanity and the entire realm of existence on this planet. So water is definitely, you know, now calling us and saying, this is the way to go if we want to come out of this situation where we now are at the verge of creating so much chaos on the planet that we don't even know if we're going to be able to sustain life anymore in maybe a couple of centuries or so, or maybe thousands of years, which is really minute when we compare it to the whole experience of life and existence. And it's now we are coming to a point where water is a conductor, water is a teacher, water is not only to sustain our life, but we can find answers. And to find those answers, we need to connect to the water. Water has information. Water carries all the information from the beginning of existence itself. In the tradition of Africa, we call water in the Kemetic language, the primordial water, we call them Nun. And out of Nun came everything. So Nun is the element that contains all the potentiality of the manifestation of existence itself in all its potential forms, all its possible forms. So Nun contained the information.
Tiene las informaciones, y Nun puede ser el consejo de excelencia que nos lleva a conectar y a entender lo que puede ser hecho. Entonces,
say we need clean water, we need to protect, our water. This is definitely one of the first elements, but it's beyond that. Water is us. Water is intelligence. Water is everything. It's the foundation of everything. Water is the manifestation of life, but we are also just made of water ourselves. Even the words we speak are imbued with water. And when we breathe out water. The air contains water. Everything is water. So when we understand that, we can have a connection, a deep connection, and we can go back to the teachings of our elders and our ancestors, then we know that it's primordial that we learn to connect back with the element of water and give the respect to water. And before I finish, I want to give you a message that I received also from Mother Earth when I am from a big tree. So it's pretty straightforward. Here is what the old tree told me today. You are my brothers. You are children of the Great Mother. Our ancestors are bringing us together for a very important task. The only way to succeed in this work is to work together. Mother is sending us the ancient ones. They will help us restore our sight. We have arrived at the edge of the cliff, but we lost our wings. We can no longer fly like the falcons we once were. We have to turn back and hear our great elders. They will show us the path back to the great river of the flying fish, so for us to survive. May her children hear, may her children see, may her children feel, may her children live, may her children thrive once more. So this is a message that I wanted to share with all my elders here with me today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Queen Vianney. What beautiful inspiration. Thank you. So I'd like to now introduce you to Veronica Sancta Campos, a Cañari Inca descendant and water guardian, leader of the Latin American movement for the rights of Mother Earth, and expert for the Harmony with Nature program of the United Nations. Veronica, thank you for being with us.
Hola, es un gusto estar aquí con ustedes hoy compartiendo los mensajes del agua. Un saludo para Tribu Tejer y para Códigos del Agua, que estamos enlazándonos los diferentes guardianes y guardianas de las aguas porque el tiempo de la unificación ha llegado. Y desde ahí vengo trabajando para llevar este mensaje de las aguas en este instante. Como comentaba, vengo del descendiente del pueblo Cañari, de Ecuador, de la tradición andina. Nací en las montañas rodeadas de agua y desde ese instante vengo trayendo la cultura de los pueblos donde nos sentimos hijos e hijas de la Madre Tierra, de la Pachamama, donde no nos sentimos separados, no nos sentimos sus dueños, sino nos sentimos parte de ella y ante ella nos rendimos y ante ella agradecemos y desde esa forma caminamos y hacemos nuestro camino sagrado, nuestro camino del corazón. Por eso dentro de esta cultura es importante traer la presencia del Munay, la presencia del amor que enlaza todo, que vincula todo, que nos hace sentir parte del todo. Esa ley original, desde el instante que estamos en el vientre de la madre, desde el instante que somos gestados, desde las semillas cósmicas de nuestro nacimiento, traemos en nuestro interior. Esto que los pueblos ancestrales han cuidado y han guardianado tanto, de esta relación profunda con la Pachamama, con la Madre Tierra, esta relación profunda con la Madre Agua, los pueblos ancestrales de los diferentes territorios, como lo contaba mi hermana del África lo tenían en su forma de vivir, en su forma de ser, en su forma de relacionarse, en su forma de organizarse. Estos
To each other, different ways of organizations. So water makes us one single life, one single ecosystem, one single existence. So it's important in this moment to take back those ancestor roots and bring this original law that is embedded in our body. So we can say yes to life, so we can say yes to love, we can say yes to water. We have generated at some point in our life this separation. But all forms of life in this moment are noticing what we are causing.
¿No? En donde incluso estamos esclavizando a los otros seres, estamos contaminando con nuestra presencia. Es importante transformar eso. Estamos en el momento de reflexionar y de retomar esa raíz ancestral para transformar esto desde el amor. Y así caminar este camino del agua, ¿no? En este momento yo les digo, somos los libertadores de la vida. Somos los guardianes de esa vida. Y el agua representa esa vida. El agua nos está haciendo un llamado en este momento, porque el agua es el espíritu de las memorias de todos los tiempos. Y a través de esas memorias nosotros podemos caminar en coherencia con esta fuerza de conexión, con esta ley original, si podríamos denominarlo ley, aunque es un vínculo de conexión profunda, es un código de comunicación con la Madre Tierra para poder nosotros regenerar y reconstruir nuestras sociedades. Es desde allí donde debemos empezar a caminar. Es desde ahí donde empezamos a tejernos como humanidad. Y es el agua que nos está ayudando. El agua a través de la fluidez de su esencia. El agua a través de sus tejidos que se enlazan. De los ríos que se van unificando. De las lagunas, de los mares, de los océanos que nos están haciendo un llamado. Que están levantando un grito hacia nosotros. Es importante abrir el corazón y la conciencia para escuchar esa voz. Y desde ahí caminar. Por eso estamos emergiendo diferentes.
From there. That's why we are having different initiatives to talk about the universal law of water. We are listening to this calling that water is telling us, and through these memories,
que nos vinculan directamente a esta forma de relacionarnos en armonía con lo que nosotros llamamos naturaleza, con lo que nosotros hemos denominado ecosistemas. Pero en realidad es un ser vivo, es un solo ser vivo y único al cual nosotros formamos parte. Es importante conocer eso. Y desde allí incluso ir trabajando esta concepción de lo que ahora hemos comprendido como cultura biocéntrica, para ir transformando esta cultura antropocéntrica, donde el ser humano se ha puesto al centro de esta sociedad y todo ha girado alrededor de él y todas sus necesidades alrededor del ser humano. Y con esto hemos dejado a los otros hacia atrás, relegados, y nos hemos separado, y traer esta cultura biocéntrica de unificación, donde el centro de estos nuevos órdenes sociales es la vida en todas sus formas. Y por tanto, el agua regresa con su fuerza a recordarnos y ayudarnos cómo construir esta cultura biocéntrica desde esas memorias ancestrales de unificación con el cosmos. Y desde ahí vamos a ir caminando. Desde ahí es clave lo que están proponiendo en cuanto a la ley universal del agua, porque ahí entendemos que ya no estamos separados por países. Ahí entendemos que nosotros somos parte de este mismo ser vivo y que por tanto las leyes que nos rigen y las acciones que tengamos que definir, tenemos que hacerlo con esa mirada biocéntrica, con esa mirada global. Actuamos desde lo local, pero con la implicancia que requiere a nivel global en este momento. Y ahora que estamos atravesando estos tiempos de pandemia, nos damos cuenta cuán global es esto, es decir, cuán madre tierra unificada somos en esta globalidad. Somos una cultura de vida, somos seres vivos, somos una especie, ¿no? Nos damos cuenta cómo lo que pasa en un continente afecta al otro continente y cómo se van transformando los procesos y se van movilizando alrededor de toda la madre tierra. Por eso es importante realizar estos pactos desde esa visión global y hacer todo lo necesario para esta transformación. Es importante también trabajar desde esta espiritualidad, desde esta conciencia profunda, desde esta relación profunda de vínculo sagrado con esta vida, desde este sentirnos amantes de la Madre Tierra, en amor profundo con ella, para traer a nuestra sociedad a los marcos legales que todavía nos rigen en este momento. Y estamos trabajando desde allí el tema de lo que es los derechos de la Madre Tierra y la naturaleza, para pedir que en las constituciones de los países sea
Ask the
incorporado
constitutions of the countries to incorporate Mother Earth as a human being, as a living being that has rights and needs to be regenerated, respected, loved, and restored.
Tomando diferentes artículos y marcos jurídicos para que esto se haga una realidad. Pero en este marco jurídico también es importante rescatar que no queremos que sea una letra escrita, un código muerto, sino algo vivo, que nosotros cada día lo plasmemos en nuestro día a día. Y desde allí venimos trabajando las leyes del agua en estos códigos, ¿no? De lo que hemos llamado la cultura occidental. Y también el trabajo para reconocer los ríos como sujetos de derecho. Cada río como un ser, como un ente vivo. Cada lago como un ente vivo, el mar y los océanos como un ente vivo, que forman parte de este gran ser que es la Madre Tierra. Y desde ahí se han dado reconocimientos a algunos ríos, como por ejemplo el río Vilcabamba en Ecuador, el río Atrato en Colombia, el río Ganges en la India, el río Yangauma en Nueva Zelanda, donde estamos reconociendo que estos seres vivos ancestrales son nuestros abuelas y abuelas y por tanto merecen estar transitando los territorios de la Madre Tierra totalmente vivos y en abundancia, compartiendo su esencia, alimentando y calmando la sed de los animales, de las plantas, de las selvas, de los seres humanos, y en su esencia permanecer vivos. No queremos más ríos muertos atravesando las ciudades, no queremos más mares agonizantes, queremos que los mares sean reconocidos como seres vivos sujetos de derecho. Y por eso estamos caminando y por eso venimos trabajando y por eso venimos enlazándonos en este reconocimiento dentro de los marcos legales de los diferentes países y también estamos trabajando a nivel de las Naciones Unidas para que esto sea también una ley universal. Entonces nos vinculamos desde la parte espiritual a la parte real en este instante. Desde allí es nuestro caminar. Desde ahí regenerando nuestras ciudades, desde estas nuevos órdenes sociales que ya nuestros pueblos tenían aquí en los Andes y le llamaban el buen vivir, ¿no? Desde ahí gestando estas ciudades, transformando nuestras ciudades en ciudades verdes, nuestros barrios en ecobarrios, nuestras casas en casas ecológicas, nuestras ciudades en transición y reverdeciendo las ciudades de tal manera que el agua como fuente de vida pueda ser captada y pueda ser amada desde el lugar donde le corresponde. Pero es un trabajo del día a día que tenemos todos para plasmar. Desde ahí generamos el bienestar, el buen vivir, la salud, para nosotros los seres humanos, pero para todos los seres de la Madre Tierra. Entonces, desde esta visión biocéntrica, nosotros vamos a ir caminando. Y desde ahí, obviamente, generamos armonía y dejamos un legado para nuestras futuras generaciones, porque estamos aquí también pensando en el más allá, no solo en nosotros en este presente, ya estamos viendo por nuestras futuras generaciones. Y esa es la mejor legado, mejor bendición, mejor herencia que nosotros podemos dejar, una Madre Tierra en armonía, sana, en libertad, en todas sus formas, para que podamos seguir existiendo como especie humana. Y desde allí vamos caminando, desde ahí mi rezo al agua en este instante para este círculo.
Thank you so much, Veronica. Thank you for really bringing in so strongly the right of water to be manifest in its pristine state and the rights of all of nature to be respected and able to manifest itself in its fullest form. This biocentric, this movement to the biocentric understanding of how to organize ourselves, going back to the original laws of nature. So thank you, and I'd like to now introduce Chief Charles Tudog, who is Chief of the United Western Lenape Nation, and whose tribal office is in Kentucky. And since he was elected chief 6 years ago, he has brought to the tribe match social and environmental issues and actions. So, Chief Tudog.
Thank you for having me. One of the things about the water in itself, if we go back to the way our ancestors were, when we held a camp, or the camp all come together, we always camp next to water. Water is life, many would shown it. Okay. It also helps with medical medicine. It is power. Everything on this earth has being in it. Everything has being. The standing ones, the plant peoples, the earth mother, the waters, the wingets, the fishes in the water. Everything has being. We happen to be the human being. And what we have understood in this time is that everyone at one time was tribal people. So we understood that we live with this earth. And as the earth goes, so goes life. So we were here to take care and to do the best we could to take care of our people, our tribe, our family, our earth, our wingets, whatever. We live together as one in nature within itself. And as we did this, we understood also that water becomes everything. Okay. If you put it in a pot, it becomes the pot. If you put it into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. If you watch the waterfalls, it can bend rocks, but it can be as soft as it can be, like it in a cup. This power is known by all. All things have power. Water is essential to all life. Without it, life cannot be. Now, what we also look to is that within this pandemic and everything that is going within this water law that we're with together, what I've noticed even in this small council here and the councils that I've held for 6 years now, and the councils I've been involved in, these things, understand that culturally we may be a little bit different wherever we are in the world. But what we have found out is that as the human being, we're not different at all. So when we say all my relations, like I always do, you're my brothers, you're my sisters, we work together. And what I am finding out that this pandemic and the water law and how the climate change is going, it's been a, the pandemic's not that well, but it's done one blessing. And that blessing is that it's bringing people in a unity way, okay? United way. That is what we are after, to unite our brothers and sisters around the world. Now, what I'm going to do while I'm on here real quick, I want to show you a little bit of our culture, and we call it the circle of life. Now, as a human being, we go from childhood to adult, back to childhood as age becomes, okay? So that is the circle of life. So what I'm gonna have you do is this, and I'm gonna everyone hold their fingers together like this in the circle. I want you to look at this circle. What we call this is the circle of life. What we say is if the wolf dies off, the deer overpopulate, disease happens. Break your fingers apart just a little bit, like that. Now, what I'm gonna say is, if the water is bad, cab, you know, bad, you can't drink it, or it's bad, you can't work with it at all. Break your fingers apart just a little bit more. The circle of life is broken. And if the circle of life is broken, you can die from this as well. So this is what I showed you. Also, the thing about our women, and I talk about women around the world, and the first thing I want to do to all women is always bow to the life giver, because without you, there would be no me. And without you, there would be no nations, no life. You are the sisters to the earth. You clothe, you feed, you give birth, you do the same as the earth mother does. So that involves the water of life also from you. So what this focus is showing is that everything on this earth mother is here for a reason. Water is here for a reason. It's here. It's like we sat there and we watched the trees. And I've seen the trees. I've watched the leaves on the trees. You see them down like this sometimes. But when they ask for rain, or they pray for the waters to fall from the sky and be sent from the thunder beings and the creator, I watch the leaves turn up as they ask. And the rain peoples come. So water is life to plants, to the animals, to the standing ones. You have in the waters, you have life that's in the waters as far as the fishes. Life lives in the water. We cannot drink the oil that's coming from Samadas that is being created. So we have to talk and work with the government to let the governments know that this is not acceptable. All life comes from the water as well. And as the mother goes, so goes life. So I'm standing here right now, and I'm sitting here in this council, and I'm much, much honored to be with every one of you. But what this is actually doing is taking the world that might be like this and been this way for a while. But we're like this, we're becoming like this. For the benefit of everyone in this great circle. Now, what I say is, we have the great sacred four directions of the black, white, yellow, and the red. But what I'm also saying, that from this great four directions that we live, we're bringing everyone in. And we're all talking to each other as the human being, the brothers, the sisters, the people of Makaina, the people of the Earth Mother. It's time to look. It's time to open your heart. It's time to use your spirit that goes to your mind, that goes for your body. As all three are connected in good, the spirit helps the mind, that will help the body. So we work together with the water of life, meaning with Shoni, water is life. So how do we do this? Exactly what the sisters and myself are here doing right this moment, and that is communication. As I put my hand on my heart right now, I can feel the drum. It goes through your heartbeat. Okay. So I hear the heartbeat of the people everywhere in this world right now. And through this time of the pandemic, it's becoming a blessing because we are actually being able to speak. So what I'm going to do within this 2 minutes that I have, first off, I wanted to let you know that this is how we do things Everything that I do is not about me. Okay? Nothing is. What I'm going to say is how we think. We don't think of ourselves in this band, in this nation that I'm in. I think of 6 generations from myself. I want the better life for my children and my grandchildren and your grandchildren, your children, your grandchildren, and 6 generations from ourselves. So I stand here in honor, and I stand here in respect, and I stand here in all humbleness that we work together for the benefit of the whole. Aho, Matakawati.
Thank you so much, Chief Tudog. It's very moving, understanding just how that fabric of life can be so easily undermined, and how we need to really unite at this moment to heal that fragmentation and work together for all of life, for all our relations. So I'd like to invite Mira Michelle to share her words now. Mira Michelle is the founder and director of Sacred Female Rising Institute, and she sees herself as a spirit midwife to the new consciousness presently being born on the planet, and she dedicates her life and work to this midwifing process. Thank you, Mira.
Thank you, my sister. Thank you, my sisters and my brother, for your wise words, your heart-touching words, your real words, your real truth. Thank you so much. Ooh, I feel like letting the holy water fall from my eyes in this moment. I feel this great energy in my body and in my chest and around me. Ooh. So maybe many of you who are watching, you feel the same.
También sintieron eso, ¿no?
So like a good midwife, she observes her feeling. She looks in her heart. She watches. And I come here with the sacred water. It's come a long way. I'm very blessed with many students that bring me water from all over the world. And I'm holding the sacred water. Uyane. For all of us right now. And speaking to the water. And the question was, why is it instrumental and so necessary that there is a world water law? Why? Sisters and brothers, number one, we women, our wombs are hurting, our wombs are aching to see all the violence on our streets, to see the violence that's put in our water, to see our children killed in all of these wars, to see the oil spilled upon our sacred shores. There's a big oil spill now above Russia. No one's speaking about that. To see the oil spill in our sacred forests, rainforests. I ask you to collect some water. I have a homework for you. Good shamans are going to give you homework. I ask you to go out, please, collect some water from your nearest well, alive water, water that's running from your rivers, from your oceans, from your streams. And bring it home with you and pray every day with this water until the full moon. Put it to your heart. Think of I'm going to be real now with all of you, okay? Think of what you would die for, okay? Think of what you would put your life for and pray on that water. It's no more time for fantasy, imagination. That's nice too, but we need to get real in our hearts. So that is why I'm sitting here with all of you. That is why I take this seriously, that a world water law would benefit every single human and our mother who feeds us, who supplies everything, everything, all of the luxury goods, the couch you're sitting on, the room you're sitting in, everything. She is working hard for us, so let's work hard for her. And we can do that also with this. We can smile while we're doing that. We can laugh, we can joke. We can bring in the Hayoka. We can do it, and we can cry, can embrace each other. You see, our mother, Earth, like our own mothers, she has no borders for her love. She has no borders for her love. She just loves from her heart to all of us. So the trees, they speak to us all the time, love. The rivers, they speak to us. They try to get through our hard heads. She's like, knock, knock, knock. Listen up, listen up. I'm telling you when the rains are going to come. I'm trying to ask you for your prayers. That your prayers, booyah, can meet my song, my whispers, and together they will create what you pray for. See? So I thank you for gathering your water. I thank you. So my dear friend Shelley asked us, how do we get people together? How do we come together? It's such a blessing I can speak to you in this way because my wonderful sisters and my wonderful brother said all of what I wanted to say, so I don't have to say it. So thank you. How do we get people together? What do we need? What do we need more to step up? That's my question to you. What do we need more as a push in the back? Do we need more of a push in the back? As my brother, Chief Two Dogs said, the next 6 generations, I have birthed the next generation. Through my sacred womb, I have 2 sons. They're growing up strong and wise. That's one of my reasons. All of the children. Feel into that, and we will rise, we will stand. Feel into that. I want to tell you a little story. I think a lot of wisdom and glue are in the stories of our life. The story is about me personally. I come from 3, maybe 4 nations. And it took a while for my ancestors to grab me and Mother Earth claimed me. So I did the normal Western thing up into a time where I was awakened. And then all my ancestors lined up. From Turtle Island, my ancestors. From Africa, my ancestors. From Europe, my ancestors. We all have this innate wisdom inside of us. We all have this deep connection to this borderless world. The borders are our rivers and our mountains. Those are the real borders. So as I was sitting here before we started, Mama Gaia called to me, but this is a German word. It means vulture. She called me. She wanted to come Wait! She wanted to come and visit you. You see her colors. A young one, 1 year old from the Amazon. She gifted me this feather in ceremony. She looked at me. She pointed this feather at me like that, right at me. I was like, whoa, okay. Wise one. The mother came afterwards. She goes, I think this is for you. The vulture flies the highest. She is a golden purifier. Ouya, let us purify our thoughts. Let us purify our negative thoughts about each other. Let us get humble on this earth. Put our foreheads to the mother. Let us get humble, because she's working on humbling us right now. Ouya. And then let us fly high. Let us fly high like the vulture. Vulture never kills. And see the big perspective. We are one earth and one people. That is from my teacher, Rowan Eagle Wolf, Chief Sunny Reyna. We are one earth and one people. The water is calling us. So let us answer. Let us really answer. I thank you all. I love you. Ahe, Ashe.
Thank you so much, Mira Michelle, for your wisdom, for your heartful wisdom that always goes right inside to the heart and to that deepest knowing. So I would like to invite just a round of very brief resonances with the beautiful mosaic of voices that have been here, and then we'll end with a short meditation. So we'll do the round in the same order. Queen Diambi, is there anything you'd like to share?
Yes, thank you so much. I'm feeling a lot of blessing coming from all this, this gathering. And the main theme is really about, Sankofa. It's about, go back to the past and anchor to the knowledge of the ancient ones, because there was a time where water or anything else was not a thing. Everything is alive. Everything was revered as being alive. And we were all connected with what's alive. All these ancient people and all the autochthon population of the world still hold a lot of the wisdom and a lot of the processes how to connect. The Western world has really disconnected and has brought up a lot of values of excessive, exploitation of the resources of Mother Earth, and exploitation and also abuse. And this is what we have to take a look at. We have to, when we want to honor water, when we want to make a water law, is to protect and is to recover our memory of who we are and how we are connected to water and how water connects us to everything and each other. So my last word is really to say, go connect with your ancient ones. They have a lot of solutions. This is the water is not asking us to do anything but protect ourselves, because protecting water and going towards water, connecting to water, is going to give us the strength, the wisdom, and the know-how on how to connect with ourselves so that we can make this world as it was intended to be, a pristine environment for life, for all life to thrive. So I am sitting here, depository of my ancient, wisdom of my people, to say that I want to participate to helping people implement, how to connect with this principle, how to understand and realize that these bodies of water are alive and they deserve to be protected as living beings and not just as things. too much. We have used our nature as things to exploit. And it's time that we understand that if we continue this way, nature will take its course and will make a correction. And we might be the one to have to be corrected, and in some ways that may not be as agreeable to us. So we have our place here, and we have to claim our place by being responsible custodian of what has been given to us. So I thank you all, and I want to accompany you in this journey, my brothers and my sister, to be there with you to do this work. And I'm very grateful for having had this opportunity to share just a little bit of what my heart has to say about this particular topic. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Queen Dione. Thank you. Veronica?
Bueno, en este instante, traer los mensajes del agua a nuestro corazón. Abrimos nuestro ser, abrimos nuestra esencia, abrimos nuestro espíritu para escuchar esos mensajes. Y esos mensajes nos hablan de nuestros sentimientos. Y en esos sentimientos traer la serenidad profunda, la ternura que acaricia, el amor que sana y cura cualquier herida. Desde esa medicina del agua que nos está llamando para sanarnos como humanidad, para poder generar esa paz a nuestro alrededor, recibir su medicina, caminar como seres de agua, caminar como seres con hermosos y bellos sentimientos. Es muy simple la tarea que tenemos que hacer, es escuchar nuestra esencia. Y el agua es nuestra aliada, el agua es nuestra guía para caminar en esos sentimientos, para flotar en esos sentimientos, para fluir con ellos, para sumergirnos en la profundidad de la conciencia del agua magnificada. Desde ahí podemos transformar y realizar lo que nosotros creemos maravilloso para los caminos de los ríos, los caminos del corazón, para ir plasmando en nuestro día a día esos instantes de agua. La vida se construye de instantes, de pasitos, que cada paso que vayamos a dar sea honrando al agua, honrando a la vida, sea un pacto con la vida. Digo yo, sean caricias de ternura sobre la madre tierra. Transformemos esas memorias de dolor. No somos seres de violencia. Transformamos esas memorias y liberamos nuestra agua y traemos la afirmación que somos seres de paz. Somos semillas de paz. Somos uno con la vida. Y desde ahí caminamos, desde ahí hacemos lo que tengamos que hacer y desde ahí rendimos un abrazo a todos los seres que viven en el agua, especialmente a la gran madre ballena que en este instante nos acompaña con su fuerza y nos recuerda los orígenes de los tiempos. Conectémonos con esa gran memoria de esta madre que nos abraza en este instante en la profundidad de los mares. Recuerden, cuando amamos no destruimos. Si llegamos en ese nivel de conciencia, no podríamos más destruir ni devastar la madre tierra, ni sentirla alejada de nosotros. Está ahí en su interior. Es solo activar esa memoria. Así que honrando el agüita que está en ese interior. Aguas profundas. Aguas serenas. Aguas en movimiento. Aguas en movimiento. Aguas en movimiento que nos van abriendo los caminos para crecer como humanidad, para dar ese salto en la conciencia, para poder ser guardianes y guardianas de las aguas y plasmar esos rezos, esos cantos como lo están haciendo las guardianas de las aguas de la red que estamos conectadas en las nacientes, en las nieves perpetuas, en los glaciares, en los océanos, con cada gota de lluvia. Ahí coloquemos nuestro rezo desde ese amor y hagamos las acciones necesarias a nivel político, a nivel institucional, a nivel de nuestro hogar, de nuestra familia, a nivel de las propuestas de economías solidarias o de ecosimías desde otro lugar, desde otra gestión de intercambio, a través de la educación, a través de todas las formas diarias que generan bienestar. Podemos incidir ahí. Ese llamado para estar actuando desde allí, cada día, cada instante. Guardianes y guardianas de las aguas,
Guardians of water. And
tenemos todos los pactos necesarios para nosotros poder caminar en coherencia, en ese amor, generando una cultura viva, una sociedad en conciencia elevada. Así que desde ahí les dejo un abrazo, desde ahí seguiremos construyendo, nos seguiremos encontrando y llevamos las bendiciones con el agua también. Aprendemos a bendecir, que nuestra presencia sea una bendición para la Madre Tierra y todos sus seres y para nuestras futuras generaciones, y que también esta propuesta de la ley del agua reciba todas las bendiciones para nosotros poder caminar juntos y nos vayan mostrando el camino. Este momento es el de construir todos juntos, en un mismo corazón, en un mismo sentido. Somos una gota de agua, pero que juntos hacemos el océano. Más maravilloso no puede ser. Así que desde ahí les dejo este mensaje, este abrazo. Hermanos, hermanas, amor, amor, agua, agua, agua viva para todos. En equidad, justicia y libertad, no aguas presas, aguas libres, vida misma, vida en paz. Hayaya.
Thank you so much. We'll move now to Chief Tudog.
I want to give this, and I want to give this out to everyone in this council today and everything around the world. I don't have to know you to say I love you. I don't have to know you to say I love you. As my brothers and sisters, it is time, it is set a time has come. Within this world water law that we're in right now, I'm honored to be in and to be participating in. It is a time of love, honor, and respect to everyone. And to say that water is life for all. And to stand strong with all every one of you. And hear this heartbeat that is coming from you is a blessing in itself. A blessing in itself. Veronica, thank you very much. Ski in my language. Thank you for the blessing you have given me. Queen also. And to everyone on this panel. You have all, Carolina, everyone has blessed me today. I hope I give this blessing back. But one thing I can say like this is that we walk one mind, one heart, one spirit, arm in arm. Unity will bring this forth. Standing together brings forth this to be. Always remember what was past, and we live in the present right now. That will be the future. So water has been there in all three times. It will be there in the future. But it's how we help that water. So we stand strong. One mind, one heart, one spirit, one hand in hand, arm in arm. We're not different at all around the world as the human being. But we are here to take care of every being. Unity is power also. love is the biggest power of it. So let's walk in this love, honor, and respect together and see how this, I give the talking stick back.
Thank you, Chief Tudor. Thank you very much. Mira Michelle.
Thank you all. Feel deep gratitude for all of the humans on this panel. I feel gratitude to speak, to feel honor, Bota. So with not so many words, I hold up my hands. I feel the healing power that we all possess. Opening my heart, and I greet and I thank all of you for your strength, as my brother has said, that we connect with each other, unify, that we protect the sacred. Thank you. Blessings.
Thank you so much, Mira Michelle.
Thank you. And now we laugh. Let's not forget the laughter.
So, I'm feeling deeply moved by having shared this panel with these extraordinary water guardians, life guardians, and really express my deepest gratitude to each of you for all you do. And for being willing to step forth and share your wisdom for water, share your love for water, share your support for the World Water Law and World Water Year 2021. Deep gratitude to Tribute Earth for creating this context in which so much beauty and love and wisdom is shared by so many people from around the world. I'd like to just invite us all, as we begin to close this panel, to imagine a world where all humans, all animals, all trees, all of life has access to pure, pristine, uncontaminated water, natural water with its pristine intelligence as nature knows how to offer it, where water is fully alive in every cell of our personal and collective body, where this is the world that we live in, a world where we are realigned with the original laws of nature. Because the World Water Law, if we can just get behind this one original law together, focus our attention there, focus our healing energy there, everything else will reorganize itself. Our consciousness will be clearer, our bodies will be clearer, we will be stronger, and all of life will have the right to manifest its unique potential, its unique essence, its unique evolutionary impulse. If we just focus together on restoring the water cycle to the way nature knows how to manage it. Because the World Water Law isn't just about, as Veronica said, it's not a human-centered approach. It's an approach that is biocentered, that is eco-centered, that really understands that all of life is interdependent and the health and vitality of all of life is interdependent. And if we work to try and fix the symptoms within our own current language, it's not going to work. But if we return to the natural language of life, if we return to that intuitive knowing, to that feminine wisdom, and go back to understanding governance as really working with nourishment, with nurturing, with nourishing, like life does. It's the principles of how do we nourish, and how are we nourished in mutual reciprocity with all of life. So the World Water Law is a gateway to invite our collective focus to bring in all our wisdom, the scientific wisdom, the sacred wisdom, the artistic wisdom, the agricultural wisdom, all of the wisdoms from all of the different parts of society, all focusing on the source of life. Let's imagine the power of that, where we can all bring our resources together to heal the waters, and in that, envisioning the healing of every cell of our individual and collective body, the body that is so much bigger than any of us and of which we are part and on which we depend. So I'm inviting us to hold this vision of a healed world where all the waters flow as nature intended, where water has the right to exist in its fullest potential. And in doing so, imbues all of life with health, with vitality, and with the ancient intelligence of radiant harmony in radiant diversity. And in whatever vision comes to you of this world where all have access to water, and water is radiant and healthy and vital, let's put our blessings for the water together. And co-create the reality that is possible when we return to this ancient wisdom and ask the water to lead the way. So, with this deep gratitude to water, I'm grateful to be able to be here with you at this very, very historic moment in the evolution of consciousness, and honor all the water protectors who have inspired me, all of those people who've put their lives at risk to protect and warn about the damage that we're causing to the water, and invite us together to co-create this reality. And if you're interested in learning more about the World Water Law and getting involved, please visit www.codes.earth, and there you will see the information about the World Water Law, which is really just the initiation of a conversation and of an act of collective action, and it depends on all of us. So thank you, everybody. Blessings, and may we meet again in a while where this is the reality that we're living. Blessings, and thank you. Thank you to all the amazing panelists that were here, and to all of you who have been watching and spending this time with us. Thank you.
sending so much gratitude to the ocean, how much we love the ocean. Thank you, Tribute Earth. My name is Scarlett De La Torre. Mwah! Lovely to sing for you and to sing for Iemanjá.
Eu quero morar aqui dentro, eu quero ficar aqui pra sempre.
Água.
Foi a minha primeira experiência sem tocar o pé no chão. Ela era toda azul, não tinha casca de balinha, não tinha nada.
Nós quisemos dar a possibilidade para crianças que nunca tinham entrado em contato com águas naturais, a oportunidade de ver uma água que era uma água viva.
A lagoa tem muito mais trem do que a piscina só tem a piscina e a água e o cloro. E a gente tem que cuidar das algas.
Eu sou água, você é água, nós somos água.
Água, mamãe água.